Ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls, I want to have a little bit of a chat here about just some interesting stuff that I've been talking about recently with some of the women that I've dated, some of the women that I'm talking to on dating apps, some of my female friends. And for full context, I'm talking to this girl right now. We met on Hinge. She's away for a week, so we've just been kind of chatting until she gets back and we can go on a date. And she said something really interesting to me today because I was talking about BDSM and the way that I like to do things, and I'm very like gentle and I'm sort of like a daddy dom. In fact, on that note, there we go. We'll get the daddy dom cap on for this episode. So I like to be very gentle. I mentor people. I sort of go very slow, one step at a time. I make sure they're comfortable. I want them to say the word no to me and tell me what they're not into. If they're not ready to have sex, I want them to say that. If they struggle to say that, I invite them to say that. Like if I ask someone, can I kiss you? And I see them kind of hesitate, I would just say, is that a no? Like, you're very welcome to say no. You don't have to say yes. I want you to say no because then I can trust when you actually say yes. I trust that you actually mean it. And so, anyway, I've been talking to her about this and explaining what I like to do in BDSM and how I like to take my time and be gentle and loving and all of that. I like to bring a very loving, a very masculine but loving presence to the bedroom. That's how I operate. That's how I run my coaching program. That's how I have sex. That's just what I like to be like. And she told me this really cool, interesting story that 6 months ago she met some guy and they were going to have, or he wanted to have sex, and she said no, she wasn't ready. And he respected that. And he's like, cool. He didn't try and guilt trip her. He didn't try and like overcome last minute resistance or any of this bullshit that you see on the internet when people push that nonsense. He was just like, cool, we don't have to have sex. And he drove her back home, looked after her, and she said, I had never in my life until that point had a man like fully respect my boundary without getting weird about it or without trying to guilt trip me or without trying to push or without trying again, 5 minutes later without checking in to see how I feel. And she was like, this was the first time someone actually listened to me and respected me. And it was mind blowing. In fact, it kind of turned me on a little bit. And this is something I've heard from so many women. I like to ask women, in fact, I did a video on this. I like to ask women, why are you seeing me? This video here on screen. I literally say, why are you seeing me? Or I like to say, what about me do you find sexy? Like, what do you like about me? And this lovely girl here, Nisha, and one of the other girls that I'm seeing, they both said roughly the same thing. You listen to me. You respect me when I say no. You are there for me. You don't judge me. You don't try and change my mind. You ask me what I want. You asked me if you could kiss me. You said, can I kiss you? Or do you want to kiss me? You invited me back to your apartment, but you didn't pressure me to. And one of those two women, M, we'll call her M, she wasn't ready to have sex when we first went to the bedroom. Like, she hadn't had sex in over a year. She was nervous. And so we really took our time. We took like 3 or 4 dates before we had sex. Like, we basically made out the first time, kept our clothes on, fooled around a little bit, and I went really slow. I like to do this with all of my sexual partners, especially like with BDSM stuff. And the number of times, guys, that I have had a woman say, the sexiest fucking thing about you, Andy, is that when I said no, or when I hesitated, or when you kissed me and I wasn't ready for anything more than that, you were just like, cool, like, what do you want to do? That was the hottest fucking thing ever because guys just don't do that. Guys, a lot of them, some of you, are very stuck in this mindset of like, I have to get laid. I have to get laid. If I don't get laid tonight, I'll miss out. I don't want to lose the girl. Oh my God, she's going to leave at any point in time. I can't fuck this up. I have to just get the lay tonight. I have to lock it in and get that lay. And it's like, if you would just calm the fuck down for half a second and listen to the human being that's in front of you. And if they're not ready to have sex, respect that. Just be like, cool, fine. We'll just have sex the next time. Do you want to have sex the next time? The number of times, I'll say this in a kind of a clumsy way, the number of times you guys fuck up getting laid because you're so fucking desperate and needy for it. And I say that with love. I went through this phase too. The number of times you guys fuck up getting laid and they go, oh my God, like I should have pushed her more. And it's like, no, push her less. And then it is infinitely more likely that the next time she will say, okay, hey, thank you for respecting my boundaries. Thank you for not pushing me. Yeah, I want to take my clothes off with you because I can trust you now because I get that you will, or you've shown me that you will respect me and not push me and you will listen to me. Yeah, I want to rip my clothes off and do kinky, wild, crazy shit with you. I want to tell you about the things that are on my sexual bucket list because I'm not afraid that you would judge me or push me or resent me or any of that. My sex life is 10,000 times better because I listen to women compared to in the past when, yeah, all I was focusing on was like, I got to get laid. I got to get laid. I got to increase this notch count. I don't give a fuck how she feels. As long as I'm not directly, massively overstepping boundaries, then I'm just going to say whatever I need to say to get laid. Like that wasn't fulfilling. That's the other thing. Yeah, I might get laid, but then what happens when she leaves, 2 weeks later because I'm coercive, I'm pushing, I'm not listening, I'm not respecting, I'm not sitting there and fucking chilling. So the number of times that I see guys like fucking up chances where they could have had sex, fucking it up because they're so desperate to just get that penis in that vagina that they're not listening to the human being. It's like they forget there's a human being in front of them and it's almost like an object of like, I have to just fuck this thing and then I can say that I got one more notch count. And again, I don't judge because I went through that stage too. I did that shit for a couple of years. I was just focused on like how many women can I fuck. I didn't really care if they had a good time. I mean, I cared to some degree. I didn't care as much as I do right now. I guess it's not binary. It's not that I didn't care at all, but I didn't care as much as I do right now. It is like 10,000 times easier to have sex for me now because I fucking just listen to women. I'm like, what do you want? Do you want to kiss me? Do you want to come back to my apartment? Like so many guys are so focused on fucking pickup lines and like, how do I get her back into my bed? Like, how do I get the girl? What do I have to say to like get the girl as if she's not part of the equation? She's just some thing, some object I'm just trying to get. It's like, why don't you just fucking ask her? Do you want to smash me? Do you want to fuck tonight? Do you want to go home and cuddle? Do you want to make out? Can I kiss you? Like, what do you want? There's two people here doing something together. I think often in dating, we forget that that other person is a person. We just see them as like a thing to conquer, a conquest. Women do the same thing. A lot of women do the same shit. They just see the guy as a bank account or they see him as like an object. They're not really understanding that he's a person too. And so if we can kind of bridge that gap and see them as our fellow human being and ask what they want, ask what they don't want. And then if they don't want something, we can be like, cool, what do you want? If someone says no to you, if someone says no to me, my immediate follow-up question is like, that's cool. Like, what would you like then? What do you want to do? So if I'm on a date and I say to a girl, can I kiss you? And she goes, maybe not now. I'm like, cool. What do you want to do? Do you want to like keep hanging out? Do you want to go home? Like, what do you want? And then she'll be like, maybe we can keep hanging out. And I'd be like, sweet, cool. Yeah. Do you want me to not ask you again for the rest of the day if I can kiss you? Or do you want me to ask you again an hour from now? Like, what do you want? And sometimes they'll say, yeah, maybe I just don't think I'm ready to kiss this date. But a lot of the time what happens is they say, thank you for respecting my boundaries. And then fucking 30 minutes later, she's staring at my lips and I say, do you want me to kiss you? And she's like, okay. And then we're making out. Because again, one of the biggest aphrodisiacs to women, so many guys just don't understand this. And I didn't for years. One of the biggest aphrodisiacs, the biggest turn-ons for women is feeling safe. It's something that guys, we just don't really think about. Like when it comes to sexual dynamics, we're not sitting there going like, oh, I hope she doesn't fucking molest me. I hope she doesn't rape me. I hope she respects my boundaries. Like that's just not really something most guys think about a lot unless they've been through some sexual trauma or something. But almost every woman is thinking, I hope that I'm safe. I hope he'll respect my boundaries. I hope he won't force me. Should I really be alone with this guy? Can I trust him? What will my friends think? Will my friends think I'm a little slut because I had sex with someone? Like, there's all of these external pressures and I guess internal pressures as well for women when it comes to sex that most guys just don't think about because it's not on our radar until you actually get some sexual experience or until you listen to a fucking beautiful retard like me with this daddy hat and you actually pay attention to what I'm saying, and then maybe it's on your radar and you go, okay, how can I make this woman or help her feel safe? How can I fucking listen to her? How can I make her feel seen and safe and, ask her what she wants? Like, do you want me to make out with you? Do you want to wait till the next date? Like, rather than forcing stuff on people, you just say, like, do you want this? Yes or no? The same shit that I do with my coaching. I don't force any of you to sign up for coaching. I don't use manipulation tactics. I don't use little sales techniques on you. You jump on a free call with me and I'm like, do you want this thing? Do you want the coaching? Or do you want more information? Like, what do you want? The very first fucking question that I say to people is, what would you like from me? And sometimes they're like, oh, shit, okay. Can you give me more information about the coaching program? I'm like, sure, bro. Like, what do you want to know? Let's talk. Do you want me to fucking give you motivation to sign up? Sometimes that's what people want. They're like, can you just give me a pep talk? I want to sign up for your coaching, but I'm scared to spend the money. Can you kind of like tell me it'll be okay? I'm like, fuck yeah, man, I can give you that. Same thing with dating, guys. I just say to the women, what do you want? Do you want some encouragement before we go to bed? Do you want to wait till the next time before we have sex? Do you want to go home, talk to your friends about me a little bit, they can kind of vet me a little bit and they can encourage you and talk you through it. And then you can have sex with me sometime in the future. Do you not want to have sex with me? Like, what do you want? I'm just always saying, like, what do you want? Because there's two people in this interaction. I know what I want. I want to have sex with you. And I'm very honest and upfront with women about that. I'm like, yeah, I want you. You're hot. I want to have sex with you. What do you want? Are you comfortable, or are you at that stage yet? Are you ready to have sex yet? Or do you want to hang out a little bit? Do you want to kiss a little bit? What do you want to do? Let's figure that shit out together. There's two people coming together. I guess pun intended. There's two people coming together in this interaction. I want to know what the other person wants. I'm not just here to steamroll over the top of everyone. And again, if you do this purely just like, if any of you guys out there are motivated solely by selfish reasons, which fine, nothing wrong with that. If all you give a fuck about is getting laid, the number one thing you can do to get laid more is help women feel safe. And it's the one thing that guys, like in dating advice, just don't fucking think about. They're like, I don't give a fuck. I just need to get that pussy. It's like, fine. If you're so desperate to get pussy, then listen to women. Help them feel seen. Ask them questions. Do you want this? Do you not want this? If they say no or they hesitate, you just say, hey, that's cool. Like, do you want to wait till next time? If you say to a girl, do you want to come back to my place? And she's super nervous, you can say like, hey, how are you feeling? Like, what are you thinking? Are you feeling like a bit of pressure to come back to my place? Because you don't have to. I'll just see you next time. Like, we can just fool around next time. Or if you don't want to see me again next time, that's cool too. I'll just go talk to other women. Like, I don't need you. I've had some women that eventually, like, they get comfortable enough to say like, no, I don't think I want to have sex tonight. I'm sorry. First date or second date or whatever. I don't want to have sex. And I'm like, cool, great. Like, good job saying no. I respect that. I love when people are able to tell me what they want. It takes a bit of vulnerability and courage to be able to say no to me. I'm a fucking tall guy. Like, when I take the hat off, I'm bald, and that can be intimidating to women. I have tattoos, all over my arms. I'm quite tall. I'm like 6'1", 6'2". I fucking wear gold necklaces and shit. Like, I get that I can be intimidating to a lot of people, especially women who are smaller and younger than me. I'm 38. A lot of the women that I date are much, much younger. Even one of the girls I'm seeing right now, she's 30. That's still 8 years younger than me. And like Nisha, the other girl, she's 23. I'm 15 years fucking older than her. Don't you think there's a little bit of a power imbalance? So I can intimidate people without meaning to. And so I like to praise the fuck out of them when they're able to have the courage to say no to me. There's been a lot of girls that say, I don't want to have sex tonight. Like, I don't want to have sex on the second date or first date or whatever. I'll say, good girl, that's amazing. I really respect that. That's fucking cool as shit. What do you want to do then? And in that moment, we'll literally talk and they'll be like, I think I do want to have sex with you. Like, do you mind if we do it next time? I'm like, fuck yeah, that sounds cool as shit. Yeah, of course. Or if you want to wait till the time after that, I don't give a fuck. Like, we'll just have sex whenever you want to. And if you don't want to have sex, that's cool. There's like other women outside I can go and say hi to. I don't need you for sex. I've had so many of those women go like, are you sure you're not mad? Because that's the usual response from guys. They either get mad or get butthurt or take it as a personal rejection. And I get that. The word no can feel like a personal rejection. That's why I try not to use the word rejection on this channel too much. I might put it in a thumbnail here and there, like in a title, in a YouTube video. But then in that video, I will say there is no rejection. She's just saying no to what you're offering. She's not personally rejecting you as a human being. The number of women who've said to me, are you sure you're not hurt or offended or upset with me? Are you upset with me because I don't want to sleep with you tonight? And I'm like, why the fuck would I be upset? And they're like, because most guys are. And I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. And then think about the opposite of that. Ask yourself, how many women have said yes to guys out there that they didn't really want to sleep with them on that night? Like, they wanted to sleep with them eventually, but if they'd had full autonomy and if they'd been assertive enough to speak up, they would have said, no, not tonight. Can we do it next time? But how many girls just did it because they were like, I don't want to hurt this guy's feelings. All the other guys in the past have been butthurt, I'll try and say this with love, but a lot of you get really fucking butthurt if a girl has a boyfriend or something. Or if she's like, I don't want to sleep with you. Or if she's like, can I do this next time? Like, can we fuck next time? A lot of you get really fucking butthurt. Or if she's like, hey, I'm busy tonight. I'm sorry. I just got a busy week. Can I see you next week? It's like our brain, our ego wants to throw a little tantrum and be like, how dare she reject me? Like, women are always rejecting me. I'm always going to be a virgin, or I'm always going to have struggles with love. Like, it's not fair. This is why girls just feel coerced into saying yes, because most women are pretty fucking nice people and they don't want to hurt other people's feelings. They don't want to hurt guys' feelings. And so a lot of them just say, fuck it, man. Okay, fine. I'll have sex with you because I'm almost having sex with you out of pity or out of like obligation because I don't want to hurt your damn feelings. I don't want you to feel like shit because I'm trying to be a nice person as I go through life. I don't want to hurt a bunch of guys' feelings. So I'll just have obligatory sex with them instead of just waiting like 3 fucking days or 5 days and fucking them the next time you see them. And so I have heard so many stories from women who are like, yeah, I hooked up with this guy on the first date because I didn't want to hurt his feelings. I would have preferred to wait till the second date because then I could have made sure my fucking pussy was shaved. I could have made sure I was in a good mood. I could have like really just had a good day at work and focused on the great sex I was going to have with this beautiful guy who was patient enough to wait for me and not push me. Like a lot of people think, a lot of guys think if they don't have sex with a girl on the first or second date, that's somehow a failure. Like I failed to be a fucking alpha male or some shit. I failed to be a big, strong, fucking dominant man. And it's like, or you succeeded at fucking listening to what she wants. You succeeded at being a good lover because a big part of being a good lover is understanding what your partner wants, like what the woman wants, and then helping provide that for her. That is like the definition of being a good lover, is giving her a good experience, like blowing her fucking mind with your sexual skills or your confidence or your ability to listen and ask her what she wants. And if any of you want to be good at sex, which most of you seem to want to be good at it, part of that is saying like, yo, what do you like in bed? What do you want? Like, what would turn you on? And for most women, what would turn them on is like a guy that listens to them that says, hey, what do you fucking want? Like, that's like the biggest fucking aphrodisiac to most women. It's like, what do you want? What would you like to do tonight? What would be fun for you? Would you like to kiss tonight? Would you like to fuck tonight? Would you like to wait until next time? And then she goes, wow, this guy actually gives a fuck about my pleasure and who I am as a person. Yeah, I'm fucking horny now. Yeah, I want him to do all sorts of wild, kinky, crazy shit to me because I can trust him. I can trust that he'll respect my boundaries. I can trust that he'll ask what I want instead of just fucking jamming his dick in there and trying to get that pussy and trying to fucking claim it like it's the last fucking meal on earth or something and he's a starving man in the desert. Calm the fuck down and just trust that the vast majority of women, if you see them for a first date and you respect their fucking boundaries and ask them, do you want to kiss me? Do you want to fuck? Do you want to go back to my place? Like, what do you want? The vast majority of those women will see you for a second date. They are infinitely more likely to stick around when you fucking just say to them, like, what do you want? What do you want to do? I want to fuck you tonight. I'm so turned on by you. You're so hot. Do you want to come back to my place? Or like, how you feeling? Like, what do you want? What do you want to do? And if they hesitate, you say, hey, you seem to be hesitating. Like, you're allowed to say no. Like, what are you feeling? We can just talk about this. We're on the same team. You're not needing to defend against me, you know, the big, scary, fucking intimidating man. We're two teammates. We're on the same team here. We both want the same thing. We both want to have a good time. Maybe that's together. Maybe that's not. Maybe that's sexually. Maybe that's not. It doesn't matter. But we're both two human beings trying to be happy, trying to have a good time of life. We're just trying to go through life feeling fucking good. What do you want? And then you can just talk about it together. Like, I'm telling you guys, this is the number one thing that you can do, not just for retention, but for how many, like, for those of you that care about this, you will sleep with way more women if you just give a fuck about them and just say, like, what do you want to do? Do you want to have sex with me? Oh, you said no. Cool. I respect that. Like, every time a woman says no to you, if you can really get your head around this and have gratitude for her saying no, and even say that to her, say, thank you for saying no to me. Because when you say no, I can trust you when you say yes. I can trust that you really mean a yes because no is also an option for you. And so I know you won't just be coerced into it. When you say that shit to women, their mind will just go like, you'll blow their fucking mind. And they'll be like, wait, you're not butthurt? You're not angry? You're not mad at me? You're not upset at me? Are you sure you're not secretly resenting me? Are you sure it's okay for me to say no? I've had so many women that say no to me and I'm like, good girl. Good girl. You know, I give them praise. That fucking daddy dom part of me coming out. Good girl. So many of those women have said like, do you actually mean that? Like, you're not being passive aggressive. You're not about to like explode at me or something. You're not like holding your feelings back right now. And I'm like, no, good girl. I want you to say no to me. Then I can trust your yeses. Plus, I want you to be able to speak up and say what you want. I want you to, in bed, tell me what you're into. And when you say no, that is literally assertiveness training. And that will make it easier for you to say the things you do want. Like, literally, you're practicing your ability to speak up in front of me, which is what I want. And so then when we're in the middle of sex, you're going to be fucking passionate and crazy. You're going to be like, fuck me harder, daddy. Oh my God, like, use my fucking ass. Like, you're going to say what you want because you've gotten really good at saying no to me. And so every time a woman says no to you, she is also practicing her ability to just speak up in general, meaning she'll be able to say the things she does want, which leads to passionate, more kinky, more crazy, more connected, more beautiful sex. Plus, if you ever get into a relationship with any of these women, don't you want your future partner or potentially your future wife and mother of your children, don't you want her to be able to say no when she doesn't want to do something? Or do you want her to just fucking get stomped all over and get steamrolled over, and then resentment builds, and one day you turn around in the marriage and she fucking hates you because she's just gone along with everything that she thought you wanted, and she didn't feel safe enough or heard enough or seen enough to speak up and say, no, I don't want this. And what do you think she's going to teach your future children if you have kids with her? She's going to teach them, hey kids, you got to just like shut the fuck up and do what you're told and go along with stuff even if you don't want to do it. You got to be subservient. She's going to teach your kids to, I'll say this in a funny way. She's going to teach your kids to be little bitches. That made me laugh phrasing it like that. But literally, if you guys have like male kids together, she'll just teach them to be subservient little bitches. And like, that's fine. Like, you know, there's plenty of submissive people out there, but they won't be assertive enough to speak up and say what they want and live a life of abundance and joy that they actually want to live. They'll just be another cog in the machine that does whatever society or other people fucking tell them to do. They'll be miserable and unhappy and jaded and cynical, like most of, I don't know, 50% of the population. Just fucking do what they're told and then resent the world for it. And they're like, this sucks. I have to just always do what I'm told and this sucks. Like, yeah, because you didn't know how to speak up because no one taught you that. And so, guys, I really want to drill this in. I promise you're not missing out on a fucking lay or something just because a woman says like, hey, I don't feel super comfortable having sex right now. Or she moves your hand away. Like if she moves your hand away, fucking take a pause and say like, hey, you moved my hand away. Like, how are you feeling? What do you want? Are you feeling a bit of pressure? Do you want to stop? Do you want to just make out for a little bit? Like you're allowed to just have a conversation about this shit and ask what she wants to do. And you can talk about what you want to do. And then you can see if there's somewhere like an overlap on that Venn diagram. You can meet in the middle and say, well, I want to do this thing. You want to do the same thing. Why don't we explore that? Or, you know, maybe you get really horny in the moment. I know some of you get really horny in the moment. I do too. Maybe you're so horny in the moment and she doesn't want to have sex and you're just like, I'm so fucking frustrated. Be honest about that. I do this with girls all the time. I'm like, okay, look, you don't want to have sex tonight. I fucking respect that. That's cool as shit. I'm insanely fucking horny right now. How do you feel about giving me a blowjob? Do you want to give me a hand job? Can I jerk off? Like, how do you feel about that? I've had so many women who are like, holy shit, that's really hot. Are you that turned on right now, even though we still have our clothes on and we've just been making out? Are you that horny that you need to jerk off? And I'm like, yeah, you're fucking hot, woman. And if you don't want to have sex, yeah, I get it. Don't fucking have sex with me, but I'm fucking turned on. Like, I'm insanely turned on. And you don't have to, like, I don't have to jerk off in front of you, but like, would that turn you on? And they're like, oh my God, that's like fucking hot. Please, please, please. I get my fucking dick out and I start stroking. She makes out with me. You know, she's touching my dick. She's touching my body. Like, it's insanely hot. I said that to one of the girls that I'm seeing right now, and she had a day when she came over and she just wasn't feeling super sexual, but we were making out, we were cuddling, and I was like, I'll be honest, I'm so horny right now. She's like, really? And I grabbed her hand, I put it on my dick, and I was like, look, I'm really horny. And she's like, oh, shit. And she's like, I probably don't feel like sex because she was on her period. And I was like, that's cool. And she was like, I could give you a blowjob. And I was like, yes, please. And she gave me one of the best blowjobs of my entire fucking life because I didn't pressure her. I didn't push her. And sometimes you'll be in this situation. You'll say, I'm really horny. I really want to have sex. She says no, or she says, I'm not ready, or she says, I don't know yet. And you go, okay, well, can I jerk off? And sometimes they hesitate or they're not into that. They're like, I don't know about that. You can respect your own boundaries in that moment. Like, I'm not telling you to just not do what you want and just do everything the woman wants. I'm not saying that at all. If in that moment you are so fucking horny, you can say to her, hey, listen, can we please stop kissing then? And do you mind if we leave the bedroom? Because I feel like I can't necessarily control myself. I'm too turned on right now. I'm kind of going crazy. And it doesn't feel nice to me to just stay here with you, getting more and more horny. Do you mind if we leave? And you can leave the bedroom. You can go for a walk together. You can say goodnight. You can say like, look, I'm a fucking horny beast. I'm probably going to jerk off the second you leave this apartment. Do you mind if I walk you to the train station? Do you mind if I walk you to your Uber and wait for you? Do you mind if I walk you to your car? I've said that to women. And at first they're a little bit like, oh, okay, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, nothing against you. I'm just like, I'm ready to fucking blow right now. And I don't want to pressure you. Like, you've said you don't want sex. Fair enough. I respect that. I also love myself and my own boundaries, and I don't want to stay here getting blue balls. That doesn't feel good for me. Fair enough, you don't want me to jerk off in front of you. Fair enough, you don't want to give me a hand job or something like that. Totally fucking respect that. I love myself enough to say, like, let's go separate ways right now. I'm going to go jerk off. I'll fucking tell you about it if you want me to. I'll send you a picture if you want. You go home. We'll meet next time. I've said that to women. And so many of them have said, like, they go home and then they send me a message. They're like, thank you for being honest with me. Wow. Like, most guys would just fucking grind on me and try and fuck me. And maybe eventually I'd give in and have sex with them. And then I'd feel weird about it. I'd be like, oh, I didn't really want to have sex, but he was horny and I felt bad. And no, thank you for just saying, like, thank you for respecting my boundaries and respecting your own boundaries enough to say, let's go separate ways. And then, yeah, guess what happens the next time I see them? Because I respected their boundaries, there is like a 99% chance that we sleep together or we do stuff together or we do something sexual together. That's another topic I could talk about, and I have in separate videos. Sex doesn't just have to be the penis goes inside the vagina. There are plenty more sexual things that you can do. And sometimes someone, it might be the woman, it might be the man, sometimes one of them is not ready to have sex, especially if they're new to each other. They're on the first date or the second date or the third date. They might not be ready to have sex, but they're willing to do like everything else. Like one of the girls that I'm seeing right now, the first time we went to the bedroom, she was not ready for sex because she hadn't had sex in over a year. She was super nervous and all of that. I said, cool, what do you want to do? And she's like, can we leave our clothes on and just make out and touch each other over our clothes? And I was like, yeah, it sounds pretty hot. And by the way, if some of you guys are not into that, you're allowed to say, no, I'd rather wait till we have sex. I think I'll get too horny. You're allowed to do what you want as well as what she wants. You can just figure out together what you both want to do. But that sounded hot to me. I was like, yeah, it's hot as fuck. Let's do it. We made out for like 2 hours. We were both insanely horny. I asked her a couple of times, like, how you feeling? And she's like, I'm so wet right now. And I was like, that's hot. Like, you still want to keep your clothes on, right? And she's like, yeah, is that okay? And I was like, fuck yeah. And then at some point I was so horny. I was like, hey, how about we go for a walk? Because I'm losing my mind right now. Like, my dick is just fucking hard in my pants right now. I'm fucking losing it. Let's go outside. And we did. We went out for a walk and blah, blah, blah. Then the second time we met, before she came over, I said, what would you like to do tonight? Like, what do you want to do in bed? She's like, can I leave my panties on? And can you leave your underpants on? And we can do everything else. And I was like, fucking sweet. Yeah, that's great. And so we did that. And then the third time, what would you like to do? And she's like, I'm really scared. And so can we please go really slowly? But I think I might be ready for sex tonight. So I went ridiculously slow with her. Asked her a bunch of times, how are you feeling? Do you want to have sex yet? What do you want? Like, what are you doing? We got naked. I was like, do you want me to stick it in? And she's like, can we just start with fingers? Can we make out a bit? So we did that for a while. And then after like, I don't know, half an hour or an hour or so, I said, what do you want? She's like, I kind of want you to fuck me. And I was like, hell yeah, I need you to beg. And we made it into this sexual play thing. You know, I got her to beg me. And I was like, you know what? I don't know if I want to have sex now. And she's like, yes, you do. I know you do. Please, I can see your heart. I know you do. And I was like, no, I think you made me wait 3 times. I had a big smile on my face. I was like, I think you made me wait 3 dates. What if I make you wait 3 more dates? And she's like, no, please, daddy, please, please fuck me. And I was like, maybe. I think you're going to have to beg me. I think you're going to have to make it really clear that you want this. And she's like, please, please, please. And I was like, maybe. And so, yeah, you can have like a little bit of fun with this shit, but there are so many other things you can do in bed that don't have to involve your penis entering a vagina. You can enjoy all the foreplay shit. And again, if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. I'm not telling you guys what you have to do. But a lot of you just give up at the first fucking hurdle. You know, you go to make out with a girl. You don't even fucking ask her first. Actually, most of you are pretty good. You'll say like, you know, can I kiss you? Do you want to kiss? But maybe she doesn't want to kiss you and you'll just go, oh, it's all over, like it's game over. Or you'll get back to bed, back to the bedroom. You just go to fucking touch her pants and she'll like push your hand away and you go, oh my God, game over. Like I've been rejected. Like it's all over. It's like, no, just stop, just pause. Just be like, yo, what do you want to do? You pushed my hand away. How you feeling? Like, do you want to make out? Do you want to go home? Do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to just fucking cuddle? Like, do you want to have sex, but you're just nervous? And then see what she wants to do. See what you both want to do. There's this whole massive wide world of sexuality that you can explore, but you're kind of, some of you, just giving up at the first hurdle. And then something else that I will leave you with, maybe this will be the final thing I say. A lot of the time, she pushes, you know, you say, can I touch you? Can I touch your panties? Can I take your pants off? And she's like, no, I'm not ready yet. And you go, cool, great, sweet. Like, what do you want to do? And she's like, oh, what do I want to do? Holy fuck, I've never been asked that in the bedroom. Kind of want to just make out for a little bit. And I'm sweet, let's make out. So we make out for 20 minutes. And then I'm like, what do you want to do now? And she's like, fuck, I'm really horny because you made out with me and you've respected my boundaries. Yeah, I kind of want to have sex now. And then we ended up having the most mind-blowing, crazy, passionate, wild, kinky sex because I didn't push her. And I literally said, sure, you don't want me to touch your panties or you don't want me to take your clothes off. Like, cool, what do you want to do? 20 minutes later, because she was fucking respected and she feels safe and she doesn't feel coerced, which is, again, one of the biggest things that women are screening for or looking for, which is something that men just don't really think about, when you make her feel fucking safe, when you make her feel seen, when you listen to her and ask her what she wants, that is the biggest fucking turn on for women. The number of women that have told me, I literally get wet when you tell me that you respect me. I literally get fucking horny when you stop when I ask you to. Like, I actually just want to jump your bones and fuck you 5 minutes after you respected me. I can remember this one date I was on with this girl who was a virgin, never had sex ever. And we're making out, and I was like, do you want to go back to my apartment? And she was like, oh, and she hesitated for so long. And I was like, it's cool. You're a virgin. I don't expect you to say yes to coming back to my apartment on the first date. And she's like, but aren't you mad at me? And I was like, what would I be mad at you for? First of all, like, do whatever you want. I don't need you to fuck me. Second of all, you're a fucking virgin. No, of course you're going to say no. Like, I just threw it out there because, like, I don't know, whatever. And we sat on this bench outside my apartment. Like, we'd walked back towards my apartment. We're sitting on this bench in public. And we just talked for like 20 minutes. And she's like, are you sure you're not mad at me? I was like, no, I don't give a fuck. Like, I would just see you next time. Or if you don't want to fuck me next time, I would just see someone else. Or I'll see you a few times. And she's like, really? And we talked for like so long. And then after like 20 minutes of that, she's like, I kind of do want to do something now with you. Like, I didn't know that I was allowed to say no. I thought you'd be butthurt. I was so scared to say no to you. And then you've handled it like a champ. You just chill. You don't give a fuck. Can we go to your apartment? I don't think I'm ready for sex, but like, maybe you could teach me to give you a hand job. And I did. We went up, we made out a bunch. She was comfortable with me fingering her pussy. Like, I obviously asked her, do you want me to touch you? And she was like, yes, please. So I played with her. She was ridiculously wet. And she gave me a hand job. It was fucking incredible. I had to teach her. She didn't know what the fuck she was doing. But we had this really great experience. It was amazing. Then we ended up hooking up, like, I think maybe the fourth time we saw each other, we like had proper sex, penetrative sex. And so fucking, I have so many of these examples where a woman literally says no. I'm like, that's cool. And then 10 minutes later, she's like, actually, you listening to me gave me the space to feel comfortable in my own sexuality and my own horniness. I kind of just got horny because you fucking listened to me. Again, guys, the biggest aphrodisiac for women is like fucking listening to them and helping them feel safe. Help them feel safe, and you will literally get laid more. Again, if all you give a fuck about is having more sex, just help them feel safe, and you will have more sex. I think I'll wrap up there. I think that's everything I wanted to say on this topic. If you want any more help with any of this, you want help with sex, you want help with business, you want help with just life advice, you want relationship help, whatever it might be, I have two options for coaching. The big VIP hardcore coaching program where you get to work with me directly one-on-one, and that is down below. We have payment plans for that. You can jump on a free call with me and talk through that. Or if you would like our more affordable option, we have the Abundance Collective for $200 a month. I will leave a link down below to that as well. You can come check that out for a month. If you enjoy it, stick around. If you don't, you're welcome to leave at any point in time. No obligations. Everyone in there is absolutely crushing it and killing it. And here's a testimonial from one of our coaching clients who said, I had a talk with Andy some time ago last year, and it really opened my eyes in relation to how I saw myself and women. Yeah, I remember this guy. I ended up teaching him the same stuff that I'm saying here. Just honesty, fucking listening to women, asking them what they want, and being that safe masculine presence that can allow for them to have feelings, to say no to all of that sort of beautiful stuff. So it goes on to say, I've had crazy adventures, more threesomes than I can count. Yeah, you will have more sex when you actually respect women. And like, I'm not saying you guys don't respect women, but like when you listen to them saying no and you give them that space to say no. And since that call, I've had other adventures with other women, super pretty women, that I'd in the past consider out of my league. So yeah, beautiful things happen when you come to my coaching. So links down below to all the coaching. As always, ladies and gentlemen, go out there, crush those goals. And remember that you're crushing those goals if it's dating and sex goals. You're doing this with other people. You're doing this with women, your fellow human beings. You know, it's okay to fucking listen to them. It's okay to ask them what they want. It's okay to respect them if they say no. And you might just find you end up getting far more of what you want when you treat the other person with fucking dignity, kindness, and just like the littlest bit of like respect and that beautiful, safe, masculine presence where you listen to them.